You know, I started off by saying we might not like, unfortunately, the riots. Last year, 2016, these streets were full. The DA marched. They held um, rallies. There were alternative zonas. So Sipho Pichana is not the first. The law says apply for and be granted. They apply for and they are granted. And that is why I said, have they broken the law? That is the test. But I'm saying that when we were fighting, we fought for the freedoms. All we are saying, and as Parliament we can only say, no private citizens' freedom must be greater than the other. That is the balance that the Constitution demands us to do. So when I want to differ with you, I must differ with you and leave you with your dignity intact. Because one of the cornerstones of our Constitution is the return of people's dignity. So, legal-wise, Parliament cannot say anything. I doubt if Nathi Nhleko would have a case against Sipho Pichana. It is the right which we were denied during apartheid. And in the infancy of democracy, we tend to overdo things. We have not settled in our democracy. So we tend sometimes to exaggerate. The language is not right. But as we settle into a matured democracy, I suspect we will be able to deal with differences in a better way. We'll be able to sit around the table and say we disagree. We disagree on this without calling each other names and without belittling each other. So I would say that we are in that road. It is now a bitter one. It is a time when we are growing as a nation, and the differences which were predicted, by the way, at least for us in the 70s, that at a particular time the differences will begin to show. It is the maturity with which we, the national leadership, deal with the differences. And so we need to do that because we would not want your generation, our children, to go back to where we were. When Madiba said, let's build a nation, it was because we had felt the harshness of the apartheid boot on our necks. We don't want to see our children there again. And so we would rather be slow and be thought to be foolish, but negotiate the space, ensure that we grow this dream that the ANC was set up to deliver. So we need to pursue the goals. We need to ensure that we reinforce the little gains that we have. We need to deal with issues of land. We need to deal with the continued inequalities that are there. And we need to correct things and people. But we need to make sure that dignity at all times. I think that maybe my personal message to South Africa would be, please debate, please talk, but please respect one another's space.